Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we're doing a versus video, or like a survival challenge kind of thing. I haven't done one of these videos in some time, I think like 6 months, so hey, here's another one. But anyways, yeah, so I'm doing another one of these. Before we start though, please hit that subscribe button. We're at 136 subscribers, and I want to get to 200 before the end of the year. We're at the halfway point, so can we get to at least 200 subscribers before the end of the year? I would really appreciate that. Thank you very much. But yeah, let us start with the challenge. The challenge is basically, hey, you've played Doom: The Dark Ages. You know the main villain of that game, ahzrak. Well, what if him and his army invaded these worlds? I picked 3 for this video, so yeah, let's just see what would happen. All right, the first one is Transformers from the Bay films. I would use the newer films, but there's not a whole lot of them, so not a whole lot to grab from them. So yeah, 5 films. How well would they do? I mean, the Transformers are pretty strong. Every Transformer could at least lift 1 ton. And I'm talking about like the main sizes, not like the mini ones. But yeah, at least 1 ton. Now, the higher limits, we have no idea. Now, as far as I know, none of them are lifting hundreds of tons. I've watched the movies multiple times. I've never seen them ever do anything that impressive. Now, could I see them lifting maybe 10 tons? Yeah, I could see Optimus, like the higher tier ones, mid tier, maybe lifting 10 tons. But like the higher tiers are not breaking, like they cannot like lift 100 tons or anything. Most characters are strong, but still. Now, what point of the story would I take these characters? You know what? Just for fun, where can I take every Decepticon and Transformer that's been in any of the films and put them all at one place in time? All right, that's what they're going to be doing. Now, how well will they go against ahzrak's army? They are not doing well at all. All right, I feel I should explain more about what our enemy can do. All right. Now, the demons in the game are not as powerful as the ones from Eternal. This is before Argent was made. Now, they are a bit stronger than the ones in the original games, because demons are constantly evolving and changing. But still, they're stronger than original Doom, but weaker than Doom Eternal and the newer Dooms. So yeah, not a whole lot. Now, how much weaker? That's hard to say. Let's take a look at the Cyber Demon, for instance. The Cyber Demon in the original Doom was said to have destroyed all of Deimos or Phobos. No, it was Deimos, right? Deimos. Okay, so Deimos destroyed all of the moon of Deimos. Now, here's the thing. The moon of Deimos is really tiny. Like, compared to the average moon in the solar system, it's small, right? Really small. I mean, our moon is considered large for moon standards, so it's tiny. But still massive. It's way bigger than all of New York. So, it's bigger. It's pretty big. So, that level of destruction would make it maybe above large city level. Above large city, maybe small, like a large island? Maybe like a large island level, I don't know. No, not large island. In between large city level and large island level. Yeah, definitely in between there. So, that's impressive, but that's an original Doom. Now, the Cyber Demon in Doom the Dark Ages is a bit stronger. Not like too crazy, not like a whole, he's 1,000 times stronger. No, this is still technically early on in the timeline, so no. Stronger, but not like to too much of noticeable degree. Like, it's noticeable, but not like 1,000 times stronger. So yeah, he's stronger. So that whole feat of destroying a moon and all that, yeah. But still, the Cyber Demons is upper tier for most demons. Like, most demons aren't that level. I think the Cyber Demon's considered Sorry. Yeah, super heavy is a super heavy. Yeah, super heavy. So yeah, super heavy's not the toppest tier. Right below them is heavy, and then fodder. Fodder is the weakest. Now, most fodder enemies are stronger than a human. A lot of them are probably stronger than a gorilla. So there you go. And then heavies are definitely stronger, much stronger than fodder. And then super heavies are basically almost bosses. They're like kind of like mini bosses in a way. And then there's the Titan class. Titans are not that. From what I can tell, the Titans are like a bit stronger than super heavies. So, and then there's the boss classes, which yeah, the bosses are insane. Now, there's technically, I would consider 3 boss classes in this game, like 3 boss level guys. When I say bosses, is like enemies who, if they fight the Doomslayer, can at least wrestle around with the Doomslayer. Not defeat, but more like maybe take a punch or just, like think about like when you're wrestling around with your siblings. One of the siblings is definitely much stronger, but the little ones can still, pack a little punch before you punch them on the other side of the room, and then you grab the 5-year-old and use them as nunchucks. But still, yeah. So yeah, that's what boss level is, and there's only, I would say, 3 boss level enemies in the game so far. That's the Witch, Azareth, and the old one, or Cthulhu, or whatever. So those 3 are the only ones who are bosses. And we won't talk too much about them, because I don't know how strong they should be. They're definitely way stronger than any other class, but, we don't know how strong Doomslayer is in this game, because he's far weaker than the one in 2016. Beyond weak, so who knows? But still, yeah. So, how well would the Transformers do against them? They would lose so bad. All right, let me say this. The low-tier fodder, that'll be easy. Mid-tier fodder, a bit difficult. High-tier fodder is going to be incredibly difficult. But I think, the high tiers of the Transformers universe could handle it, all right? Could handle the high-tier fodders. Once we get to the heavies, they're kind of pretty much done. They're screwed. And then when we get to super heavies, oh, they're doomed. Incredibly. They are doomed. Now, the humans could definitely help a bit. Now, the humans in this world have much better weapons, I would say, than our world. So, that would help. But still, they would get beat crazy. It's not going well. Optimus Prime and Megatron would be the strongest guys, basically, and they are probably gonna die once they get to heavy, or maybe they can handle some heavies, but once you get to super heavies, no, they're dead. They're dead. Yeah, they're dead. All of them are strong, but still, yeah. How long do I think they'll survive? 2 to 3 days. 2 to 3 days. All right. That's mainly because there's not a whole lot of Transformers now. Because, there's, 30 in the entire franchise that we see. So, 30, that's not a whole lot. Maybe if there were, a whole planet of these guys, they'll do way better. But, the whole point of the series is, their planet is dead and most of them are gone. So, it's just these 30. So, these 30, they'll survive for, 2 to 3 days with all the humans. But, let's say the 3rd day, everyone is dead. They're done for, all right? Oh, so dead. All right. Well, I guess we can talk about the next franchise, which is Avatar. Oh, yay, Avatar. I love Avatar. Anyway, so Avatar. How well would they do? Depends on which version I'm talking about. Well, let's talk about the original series. Let's say right after Aang defeated let's say a week after they defeated the Fire Emperor, 1 week after, all right, let's see what they can do. Now, Avatar, they got some powerhouses. They can do a lot of stuff, but some benders are going to be pretty much useless. let's talk about this. Firebenders are going to be useless as heck in this situation. I probably should have said hell there. That would have made way more sense, but I don't know why I said heck. Alright, so yeah. But still, firebenders are useless, because their fire isn't going to do any damage at all. These are demons. They swim through lava on their daily. They don't, fire is not going to hurt them. Now, the people who could shoot lightning, that could hurt them a bit, but that's like so rare. Firebenders are going to be as useful as non-benders in this situation. Oh gosh. Now, what about the other benders? Airbenders, I'm not going to count for like this guy's, the original Avatar, there's only one, so who cares? So yeah, only one airbender. Okay, let's talk about the waterbenders would be more useful than the firebenders, but not like to a crazy degree. Because like the water would be some defense. Maybe they can use the water guys would definitely be the support. Because the water people can turn things into ice. All right, that's cool. That won't work for the demons much. Like you put a demon in ice, it's eventually gonna break out. It's turning the ice to steam. So yeah, demons are beating the waterbenders. Now the earthbenders are definitely going to be the number one force against these demons. They are going to pound right through them. They are going to be the heavy hitters. The earthbenders are going to be the main attackers. Waterbenders are going to be somewhat attackers. Not the main force, but hey, they're going to be there. And everyone else is just going to be support. Now, one thing someone's going to say is, some idiot's going to say, what about waterbenders? They could bloodbend. Oh, you mean like the only two at the current point of the series? One of them's in jail and will probably be easily corrupted by the demon corruption. Because I haven't even talked about that yet. I should have probably mentioned that earlier. But who cares now? Demons can corrupt anything, and I bet you that woman is going to get corrupted within hours. And then Kiara isn't going to use that. And I don't even know if she could use that. Because I don't know if bloodbending would work on the demons. Who knows? I don't think it would. So, what else can they do? Not much. I'm going to be honest. The Avatar world is going to do pretty good, I guess. But they have a lot of faults with their system. For one thing, communication's going to suck. If you ever watched Dr. Stone, you would understand how important communication is to war. And when the communication takes weeks, at best days, to get across places, that's not going to help against demons who are way more advanced than we are currently. Like, they can easily, they're... And another thing is population. Population really does help in these type of videos. Because, like, I've done the Doom invasion videos before. I've done it once before, and population does help a ton. A ton. Because, like, obviously a lot of the population would be corrupted, yes. But still, numbers, bigger numbers means bigger results. Now, how many people live in the Avatar world? Who knows? It's definitely pretty low. Let's say the best estimate I'm going to give it is 1 billion people. Let's just say there's 1 billion humans on that world. 1 billion humans who are technologically inferior to the demons in every way. Even in terms of magic, they're inferior. So, yeah, they're not doing well. They're going to do pretty good. The bending's going to help. But what about the Avatar? How would Aang handle this situation? Well, he's probably not going to try to kill the demons at first, which is probably going to get him killed. But let's say Aang goes off and tries to kill the demons. He's doing pretty good. Aang is really strong. I think the greatest feat of strength we've seen him done was in the comics. Now, this was when he was older, but still I'm going to use its feat here. He was able to move a city a bit. So, hey, that's pretty good. That will make him a super heavy. The problem is, it's just him. And yeah, I don't think Aang could be corrupted by this version of the corruption, because the corruption does get more powerful later on. But still, Aang is definitely not going to get corrupted. But how? I mean, he will be the biggest powerhouse that this Earth would have. But like, how well is he actually going to do? I mean, he'll kill a lot of demons if he even kills the demons, because he does not kill. So he's probably gonna subdue the demons, and then the demons are gonna break out because there's a lot that are strong as him or stronger that would easily kill him. I haven't even talked about the bosses yet. The boss level threats. Oh, they're killing Aang. Aang's doing well, but he's dead. So, Avatar, I'm saying a day and a half. Alright, a day and a half. But what about later on? What about 80 years later, we talk about Korra? Alright, let's talk about how well the Korra Avatar world will do. They will do much, much better. Three things to talk about. Way better tech, which is good. But also, you know what comes with way better tech? Better communication. Now that radio exists, they can easily communicate across forces and everything else. Not the best, but way better than what they had before. So communication already bump up. Population. Now, the population's never stated before, but let's say it's around the time period, let's say 2 billion humans. Double the population. Wow, that's great. Now, most of the benders are going to probably be around the same, have the same weaknesses as before, but guess what? Now, metal bending exists. I didn't talk about metal bending last time because only Toph knew about it, but now there's a whole couple cities that know metal bending. That would be easy. That would be helpful as heck against the cybernetic demons. Now, I don't know how well it will do against some of the cybernetic demons, but that would help a ton. So, yeah, metal benders, yeah. Metal benders will be the biggest defense they would have. It would be the best thing ever. That would be their major attack out of everything. I'm going to be honest. And also, they got mechs in this world, apparently. Those little mech guys, remember from the show? Yeah, that would probably be somewhat helpful against some of the fodder. Not the heavies, but hey, fodder would be good. And then they had a giant mech. I don't know if that giant mech works, but let's say they fixed it up after a week, Now they have a giant mech. That's awesome. Now with the giant mech, they could use that against some of the titans. Is it going to defeat a titan? Hell no, it's not even killing one. But hey, they could fight against some of the titans and maybe kill some heavies and super heavies. So hey, that's pretty good. Plus, Korra's here, and she's stronger by Aang. How much? Who knows? I don't think they've ever given a description how much avatars get stronger. I just know, hey, I'm pretty sure they get stronger with each avatar. But how much? I don't think it's very noticeable. At all. Not really. I mean, the avatar who moved that island, moved a small island, alright, that's pretty good. Actually, that just hit me. She moved a small island, so Aang is probably stronger. Alright, never mind. Aang is stronger than I thought. Alright, he's doing better against super. He still would be a super heavy level threat, but he's higher up than the super heavies. But still, all right. Aang is like a couple people above her, so Aang is a bit above her. I don't think each avatar gets 100 times stronger than the last. I think it's very small. They get a bit stronger with each one. So Korra would be a bit stronger than Aang. So hey, she would still be a main fighting force, but she's still probably gonna die. She would be like Aang. They'll be the biggest defense early on, but when they die, it's basically all over. Not really anymore, because now with metal benders and giant mechs, if she dies, it won't be the end of all. Because if it was original Avatar, when Aang dies, the world basically dies. He was their only thing that could actually really attack them. But now with Korra and the others, they could actually do Korra and all the mental bending stuff and the more advancements. They could do a bit better. Now, how long would Korra and that world last? About the same time as the Transformers one, 3 days. Because the population's not that much better, and technologically, The only reason Transformers are higher is because they got higher population and better tech. That's the only reason why they're higher. I mean, not higher, but like at the same degree as Korra. Because Korra and the Korra time has stronger people, but like less people. While Transformers has way more people, but well, not that strong. So yeah, better balance. Well, what about the spirit realm? I hear you guys say the spirit world. Oh, that would be. Oh, the spirits would eat the demons up and rip them apart. They are going to get corrupted in less than a millisecond. If a 5-year-old goes wah wah wah, and that turns some of them into monsters, what do you think a demon, a beast of pure evil and rage, what do you think that's going to do if one of them goes to that world? Oh, the corruption! That world is getting corrupted in seconds, maybe even milliseconds, I'm going to be honest. So yeah, human world's basically the best defense and all that. So yeah, that's the Korra timeline. All right, we talked about Avatar, okay? It's okay. All right, now for the next series. Now, a lot of you guys are not going to recognize this. I'm going to be honest. This is a bit of a biased one for me. Now, you might say, why is it biased? What? I don't know this franchise. Yeah, you don't, because it's something I made. Now, before you go crazy and say, oh, he's going to bring up some random characters as OCs, and they're going to, like, win instantly. No. Dad, I'm going to be honest. So, I'm making a webcomic for the internet. I am currently, as of recording this video, working on Chapter 9. So, yeah, I'm not too far into it. So, Chapter 9 with a couple of shorts that I made. So, now, the thing is, I would suggest you go check it out, please. But, before I go off and saying stuff that's like, oh, well, because here's the thing. I know a lot of what my characters could do. I know a lot about this world. But a lot of you guys don't. And if you go read them, there's some stuff you won't know. So I'm only going to be using everything we've seen up to the point we are currently at. As of Chapter 8. I'm not using anything else. I can't use anything else. Now, with weapons and other stuff, I might expand on them a little bit. Or, like, give more detail on how they work. But, like, characters and all that, I am not talking about any other future characters or anything. It's just the characters we see at their level of strength as of Chapter 8. So, that's what's going to happen. Now, if Chapter 9 comes out before I upload this video, then I'm not including it because, I mean, Chapter 9 is going to add, not going to add that much. Maybe add like 1 or 2 new characters, but that's not going to change much of the ending. So, how well would my characters do? My characters of hope. That's what I'm calling my webcomic. I feel like I should have mentioned that. But still, how well would they do? Much better, but still would lose. Alright, let's talk about the 8 main characters of my story called The 8. Or sometimes they're called the United States. It's kind of a weird name. There's supposed to be some symbolism in the name, so don't worry about it. And so, how strong are they? They could destroy a moon. Like the Earth's moon. They could do that. And I've stated that before. I'm not bringing this up. I will show my evidence of chapters, whatever. So yeah, you can see they can destroy the moon. They are consistently able to destroy the moon. Many times over, so they can destroy the moon. Now, how fast are they? I have not really touched much about this much. The best I could say is they're around the speed of lightning. Now, lightning does not go the consistent speed as always. Lightning changes a bit. So, let's say the higher limits, they can move at the higher limits of lightning. Alright, that's pretty good. So, how well would the 8 do? With just the 8, not just the 8 main characters, no one else. They'll do pretty good. They can handle a lot of the heavies and all the titans, but once you get to bosses, they're dead. They're dead. But there's still a lot more characters. So, my series takes place in the year 3000. And obviously, with all that tech, that means there's a lot more advancements in tech. So, how advanced are they? Pretty advanced. I would not compare them to the demons or hell's level of advancements, but still way more advanced than everything. So, communication is just beyond. Now, I have not gone into depth about how things work really, but let's just say, hey, what's the communication abilities we can do? Times it by 10, all right? Like, they can do that. Let's just say that, all right? Just for fun, all right? That's pretty good, all right? With communication is all right, so, but what about other characters? How would other characters do? Well, the strongest hero character is the character named Blue. Here she is right here. Isn't she adorable? She's technically the strongest character, well, of the hero side. She's about twice as strong as each of the 8, so yeah. Gonna do well against all of that Titans and all of them, but once you get to the bosses, they are dying. Man. But wait a minute, what about the army? Because my characters are part of the government called the United, or a galactic multi-government system. About 3 galaxies and a bunch of satellite galaxies. That's how far the government expands. And obviously with a galactic government, there's a lot of people. Now, unlike Star Wars or a lot of other franchises who say, oh, we got a massive military, and never say how much, I state my facts. I have evidence to bring up. There's 100 trillion soldiers in the United Army as of right now. Boom. That's way better than all of Avatar and Star and everything, all right? Now, the average soldier, how strong are they compared to the demons? That's hard to say because I haven't gone in a lot of detail. Let's just say a human who is given the basic battle armor and basic stuff, because my government called the United gives everyone a pill that increases their strengths and then gives them a whole battle suit. Not like a too bulky, but more like that. How strong is a human with that? They can lift 100 tons. So, yeah, 100 tons a human can lift? That's insane. Yes, but humans are also considered on the lower tier a bit of the galactic scale, because obviously there's aliens and stuff, so, and all the stuff, so, hey, a lot more stronger people, so. Humans are a bit, not the low tier, but like lower mid tier, so, yeah. So, I would say the fodder aren't gonna really do a whole lot, because how good's the armor? The armor in my world, in the average soldier's armor, can survive a nuke. Like the new nuke, the little boy nuke, they could take that point blank. Now, it would hurt like hell, and they might be knocked out, but they can survive it. So, the fodder demons aren't really gonna do much. And they would also be able to kill the fodder demons, because demons are pretty durable, but the guns of my world can pass through them. They can move at the speed of lightning, and one pistol can shoot through 1 solid meter of titanium easily. So that's just a pistol. I didn't even talk about the higher tier stuff. So yeah, that's good. Now with the heavies are definitely killing a lot of my soldiers. The heavies are gonna be the biggest, not the biggest, but they're gonna be that's when the demons are gonna start being a threat. Now super heavies are killing most of my soldiers. Most of the soldiers in in my story are being killed. Now some of the stronger tier stuff could have handled super heavies, but yeah. And the Titans, well, they're beating everyone so far. I don't know. I haven't gone into much detail yet. I mean, kinda. So, what else could I talk about? What else can my series do? What else should I bring up? Oh, yeah, the mechs. My series has giant mechs. The average mech can pick up a skyscraper. That's going to be good against the heavies and but like the super heavies might damage that, may destroy that. Now, there is a type of mech that I've recently brought up called the Moonbuster mech. And they are literally mechs that can destroy the moon. Now, the thing is, that sounds pretty broken, right? Oh, like, they got a Moonbuster mech? What? They got, like, a couple of the Moonbuster mechs. The government makes a couple of these. No, there's not a whole lot, all right? I'm not going to be like, oh, there's 1,000 Moonbuster mechs, so they could easily win. No, there's like 30 of them or something. Not like a whole lot. There's like 100. Because, like, how expensive do you think it would take to make something that could destroy the moon? It would be insanely expensive. So let's say 100 Moonbuster mechs. They're doing well, but the boss, once they get to the bosses and stuff, they're dying and all that. Yeah, so... what else I should bring up? What else? I guess I should talk about, like, people outside of the government. There's a couple bounty hunters. I haven't really talked about them. Like, one bounty hunter that some of you may know is Lasershot. He's currently the greatest bounty hunter. He'll do great. He'll do pretty good, but, like, he'll do good until, like he can handle the super heavies, but, like, once you get to Titans and bosses, he's dead. Now, what's one thing I should talk about? Oh, yeah, I guess I should talk about the big character in the room. It's kind of the whole plot point of my story, the Dark Army. The Dark Army are basically the evil villains of my story. I've currently introduced one of their generals. Like, they don't have generals, but, like, one of their strongest warriors in the team, and the Dark Army are basically the main villains. Now, I haven't really gotten into the Dark Army's motivations, but let me say this. They would happily join the demons almost instantly. They would happily join ahzrak and his demon army. And so, yeah. There's like 75 trillion Dark Army soldiers added onto the demon army. Now, how strong are the Dark Army soldiers? They're a bit stronger than the United soldiers. That's it. This is a bit. On average. I guess it should say on average, because each soldier's like completely different in strength, even among the same species, so it's like, it's hard to say, but yeah. So, yeah, the Dark Army is gonna help the demons, and that would definitely destroy a lot of my governmental structures and all that. A lot, really. So, the United and all the characters of it, they would do way better than everything else, but, like, still, I mean, let's just paint the scenario. Let's say all my explored space of my story so far, the 3 galaxies and the satellite galaxies, they just get randomly teleported into hell. And now they have to survive. They're gonna survive for a while before the last human dies. Before the last person dies and everything. They got a lot of broken stuff in there. But still, I do think around 2 months, they're going to start falling apart. 2 months is the low end. 3 months is the high end of once they're being defeated. Like, the numbers are going to help them, and the amount of broken stuff I've already introduced so far is going to help a ton. But in the end, they're still going to be losing. You know what? Let's just say 5 months and give it there. 5 months, they're doing well. And that's mostly because of the numbers and broken stuff. Now, I would love to do this another day with my characters against other scenarios. Maybe, like, if I do another Doom invasion video, and maybe I'll do it again when I have way more chapters in. Maybe every 10 chapters, I do a Doom invasion video against them. I'm not going to do that, but that sounds like an interesting idea. But yeah, so my characters are doing the best, but they're still going to lose. They're going to get tortured and ripped apart, obviously. Now that I'm imagining it, it looks kind of... Whoa, what the heck? Whoa! Wow, those guts are flying. Let's just all imagine one of this character right here, their guts being ripped out by the imps. Oh my. Some of you are turned on by that. I don't know who, but some of you are. Alright, so that's all my characters and all that story so far. Yeah, if you guys want me to do another Doom invasion video, I would happily do that. Or maybe other scenarios. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I don't have a consistent schedule for these videos. And I don't have one because I work, so it's hard to say what's going on. So yeah, please check out my webcomic. I'm showing you guys where you can find the chapters and all that. I would put it on Webtoons, but I haven't figured that out yet. Or maybe I did. I don't know. This recording's being recorded days earlier. So who knows what's going on. I don't know what you guys are looking at. I could do something right now. Whatever you're doing, Editor Me. What are you doing, Editor Marcus? What is that? Wow, that looks awesome and so cool. Wow, I wish I could see what you guys are seeing, but hey, it's not. I wish I could see what you guys are seeing, but hey, who knows what you guys are seeing? You guys could be seeing anything. I don't know. So yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. Please subscribe. I want to get to 200 subscribers. Please and thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a nice day, and goodbye.